Walmart has confirmed what we told you just a few weeks ago. It's not just the pavement that has dipped. Take a look at the bridge from where we're standing. I am currently walking down the gangway of the Norwegian tall ship called the Sorlendet. We've actually got 8 ships that have already docked, just like this one. I did not fall into the river. We are docked. This is Maddie, the beautiful Labrador retriever who started this whole mess. She started chasing the bear. When the bear turned around to chase her, that's when Ninneman came to the rescue. One side of the pier has sunk 22 inches into the ground, while the other side of the pier has sunk 5 inches further, 27 inches into the ground, which means the pier is now lopsided, just like our tripod. Well, Action 2 News photographer Don Johnson was also in Children's Hospital at the time of the shooting with his wife and his son. The skydiving instructor has been missing in the water for about 4 hours. The storm did not stop there and continued uprooting trees into the backyard. It's come so far inland, it's taken out a tree and even a light post. But if you do get out and play and all this snow, that can help send those winter blues running. But it's difficult to convict the people who run these prostitution rings. Coming up at 6, I'll tell you about new legislation in the works designed to make prosecution easier. With every painful step, 20-year-old Zach Nguyen is celebrating. It's the 1-week anniversary of what could have been his death. Last Wednesday, he took his 2-year-old Ducati 748 for a ride.
A friend had called me up to hang out, so I was heading out over there.
Zach was riding his motorcycle in this direction, east on County Road II, when a pickup truck coming in the other direction turned at this intersection right in front of him. Zach didn't have time to stop and slammed into the side of the truck.
The next thing I knew I just blacked out. I don't remember anything after that.
I was just sitting down for dinner when I got a call from the social worker at the hospital.
Zach had been rushed to Theta Clark's emergency room.
It's the worst nightmare you can possibly go through.
He had broken several vertebrae and ribs, among other things.
My collarbone's broken. All the facial bones up here are fractured. I fractured the back of my skull.
But he was alive.
That was actually what saved his life, because you can see where it took the impact.
If he hadn't had a helmet on, he probably would have had an open skull fracture with, brain material coming out from that. You're not going to survive that type of an accident.
Now, Zach is telling everyone.
It's not one of those things that, oh, I don't look cool or, in with wearing a helmet, but it's either that or you could be dead. I like to stress that fact.
It's a long road to full recovery, but thanks to his helmet, it's a walk he's still alive to take. In Winnebago County, Jennifer Ann Wilson, Action 2 News. A City of Green Bay team, including the mayor, city planner, and economic development director, gathered visual aids, packed a van, and took off for a secret location at the request of Walmart just minutes before their scheduled meeting at City Hall. We found the group on the 2nd floor of Titletown Brewing, where they held a more than 2-hour meeting behind closed doors, during which Walmart presented changes to its Broadway District Supercenter plans.
They've got their urban architect in town, and they've done some things that it's a big move for them, but it still isn't exactly what I think we're looking for in the Broadway district.
Walmart spokesperson Lisa Nelson used this fire escape to exit Titletown Brewing because she says she had another meeting to get to and she didn't want to be late. But I was able to catch up with her, and she says her time with the city was very productive.
They were just very gracious to us with what their vision is for this area and what they want us to consider with when we come back to the city with some revisions to our plan.
The mayor suggested alternate locations for Walmart to consider.
When you look at the market they want to serve, there are some other sites that I think could work for them, and they're going to take it through their analysis and see if there is some potential.
Walmart plans to meet again with the city in 2 weeks.
We have a lot of ideas for changes, and we're going to take them back and see what we can do with them.
For the families there today who heard the announcement around noon that there was an active shooter on the 7th floor, it was terrifying.
At first you kind of have this panic run through your body.
For 2 hours, locked in a hospital room with her preemie 5-month-old twin daughters, Jenny Wisniewski waited and watched out the window.
All the police officers in and out, and the police vehicles in and out, and we watched them block off the road so that nobody could get in or out.
Above her, on the 7th floor in the neonatal unit, Milwaukee police were serving a warrant for 22-year-old felon Ashanti Hendricks while he was holding a baby. Hendricks put down the baby, ran, then showed police he was also carrying a gun.
The subject turned on the officers with a .40 caliber Glock semi-automatic pistol in his hand. One officer fired twice, striking the subject in the arm.
Hendricks was taken into custody and the lockdown was lifted just after 2 p.m.
The nurses were calm, which is huge. When the staff is calm and maintains that calm, that helps a lot.
So despite today's frightening ordeal, Children's Hospital is still a place of hope and healing for Wisniewski and her girls.
So definitely something to put in their baby book.
For the Wednesday morning I-43 commuters who are still a bit sleepy,
I went westbound. I noticed it, and I kind of thought I was dreaming, you know.
driving across a quickly sinking 400-foot stretch of the Leo Frigo Bridge woke them right up.
And it looks like there's a part that's sagging.
A part that's sagging?
Yes.
The 911 calls came in around 4:45 a.m. The bridge was closed before 5:30, forcing an estimated 40,000 motorists to find a new route indefinitely.
Could be months, could be a year.
DOT engineers determined the cause of the sag was a pier that suddenly settled, causing the column and the section of the bridge it supports to sink an estimated 20 inches, all within hours.
We're doing survey information. We're taking constant measurements on that pier, not only on other piers adjacent to it, to make sure nothing is moving or what's happening right there.
According to a Department of Transportation report, the Leo Frigo Bridge was inspected less than a year ago. And at that time, investigators say the bridge was fine. Although this report does mention there were several cracks in one of the columns of the bridge. So I asked investigators if that was perhaps an early indicator that the bridge was sinking. They say no, it was only cosmetic and has nothing to do with the problems we're seeing now. The DOT doesn't have a timeline or a price tag on fixing the bridge just yet, but Governor Walker promised it will happen, whatever the cost.
Once we know the full details of what's required to fix this bridge, we will fix this bridge, because it's not only important to Green Bay and to Brown County, it's important to the state of Wisconsin.